Hello and welcome to Tinker's Lab. And over here we have a little Stanley, a battery drill. And Houston, we have a problem. Yes, there's a light. Okay, it's a glorified, very heavy torch. It is. But the motor ain't, it ain't turning, all right? It doesn't work. I've got two of these drills. The other one's perfectly fine. Got four of these batteries to go with it. So I would like to get it going again. Now what I want to do is just take it apart and just double check or test the motor to see if that is the reason why it's not running. I suspect it is. If it is, I want to see whether or not I can get a replacement, which installation of that will be another video. But for now, we need to take it apart. So that's what we're going to do in this video. Now, I'm going to put you on the overhead camera. There we are. Overhead camera and wires in my way. Great, it's usually the case. That it is. So let's put that over there. All right. Now, I've got these torque screws on here. Make sure I've got a little magnetic dish. So let's just remove them. I have to take the battery off in a second as well. And we'll see what is going on inside. So that's the battery off. There's no fittings there. So all I'm going to do is remove all these screws. I imagine it's just a two-piece shell. Well, what is it? Oh, that must be a shell. It is. It is a shell. This is when all the bits fly out, isn't it? That's what normally happens. And then I've got to be scavenging around on the floor looking for all the little bits and try and put it back together again. If the motor's actually, well, it will be replaceable. I doubt it's brushless. It will be a little, imagine a little brushed motor. The brushes might be buggered, you know. What new brushes? I don't know. But it's... Is it a little Mabushi motor in there? I don't, yeah, maybe. Is it some Chinese thing? More likely. I doubt it's Japanese. So, there we go. Da, 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 da. We're getting through the screws, so we are. So many screws. I was going to use an electric screwdriver first, but these are quite tight. I don't want to ring them. Okay, so a gunge all over it. That's actually glue off my hands. Imagine that's all Cascamite glue. Which is a powdered resin wood glue. Very good glue indeed. I get that from a company called Eureka Glues in the UK. Okay, we're nearly there on that one. Couple more. 1, 2, 3 more screws. Now, like I said, it did start smelling, and so I won't be surprised the motor's burnt out. That's been a bit pongy a few times, actually, to be fair. It's usually when I'm getting a bit too much welly, but they've been such great little drills. I've had them about 8 years, so they don't owe me anything. I actually bought them with supermarket stamps. Yeah, tokens. So, yeah. I got them for like 30 quid each. Ridiculous cheaps. Yeah. Not very good charger, it's just a relatively slow charger. But what I use it for, with 4 batteries, you see, it's always a battery to hand anyway. I bought 2 of them, you see, so they were so cheap I bought the company. That I did. No, actually, no, I didn't buy the company. No, but let's ease this apart. I don't know which is going to be the best side to remove, which is going to be the side that it's actually laying in. It might not actually matter, actually. It's pretty dirty inside. So we've got, that's the light there. That is the LED for the little light. Just try not to break that. There you go. So that's one side. And that is the motor. Yes, a little brushed motor. Which I think is probably burnt out. Any bad connections there? No, let's just put that back on there. There like that. Okay, let's see what happens. Hold that down just in case. Nothing there at all, is there? To the LED light. I'll put a meter on there and just see whether or not we get any voltage out of it. And then I'll need to find the specification of the motor and whether or not it's going to be possible. If not, it's just going to be spares for the other one. It's a shame, but you know. I have to admit, I've been having an eye for a while now. Oh, I don't know, I'm going to buy one of those Parkside drills. And I did, in the end. Because I thought, oh, God, yeah, they ain't going to be very good. I'm actually really surprised when it's got some oomph in it, I'll tell you. Parkside, but it's basically Lidl's brand, you know. So if I put that on there and that on there, I can do the same on that. Let's just try it there first. And then squeeze the trigger in and see what happens. Got voltage. You can't see that. I'm a bit all like fingers and thumbs here, but... Okay, there's the meter. So if I put the right around it is, and I pull the trigger in. So I've got it on the two contacts. Positive and minus. It's easy to see because obviously, you know, it's written on there anyway. But you got the red is obviously a positive, the black's obviously a neutral. So all I'm going to do is put that on there, and squeeze the trigger in, and the meter should, which it does, 12.3 volts. If anything, that battery's on the bit low side. So unfortunately, I think the motor's buggered. So what I'm going to do is let's try and take the battery off now. No, it's not 240 volts. I need to do it. That's not 12 volt. But somehow I want to be able to remove the motor. Oh, that easy, eh? So the gearbox is all intact. If you look, I think you can see in there. See little cogs in there. I'm not going to take that apart because that is, you know, there's a replacement for the other drill if it goes. It's been, you know, it's not bad. It's only a little Stanley Fatmax thing. The charger is rubbish. Basically, you know, just very simple little charger with a wall plug. Got two screws out, one there and one there. So this which should remove. I'm hoping that there's some writing on it somewhere. Okay, so that's a Phillips screw there. What's on there? What is that? What size? Oh, yep, there is. Alright. So that go off there, put that over there. So there we have. Oh my god, that doesn't sound very good. We know that there's no power in that motor because. Oh, hang on. I didn't test. Oh, did I? I didn't test it to the motor, did I? I only tested it to the switch. Okay. So I do the dangerous thing. Let's hold that. Right now. There's nothing going to that motor, is there? All right. We know the power's going to the wires. Are the wires broken? So what I need to do now is just test them at this end as well. I've got to hold it on there. She's got my little crocodile cables. You know, the little crocodile clips on the ends. Instead of fumbling like this. Where are they? Here somewhere. Oh, I've got it. No, it does do it. Yeah, it's getting power. 12.33. Yeah, so the motor's getting power. The motor's buggered. So I need new motor. What kind of motor is that? And also, is that easy to fit? Is it on a spline? There's no spline. Is there a keyway? How is that? Oh, I don't feel very good at all. You know, normally you buy a motor, a generic motor, I'll just have a straight shaft, but this looks. I don't know what's going on, how that's fit. I imagine that's pressed on. I can't see anything on the side of it. Nope. Yeah, but I imagine that's pressed on. So what I need to do, I need to find a motor, 12 volt motor, DC, of the same dimensions. It's like a little 540, isn't it? Like a little 540 motor, but a 12 volt. If you look at, say for instance, a motor for a model car, range rover car. 12-volt version. Yeah, these are little 540. These are little, yeah, it's not 600, this is like a little 400s. It's a little 400. But, yeah, I mean, they're very similar sort of motors, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Screws in the front, attach the plate onto. Very, very simple. This one's got an additional heat sink. This is, yeah, that's just a heat sink around the motor to help cool it down. So, okay, let's remove that. Let's put this on the continuity and see what's going on here. Let's see if it's an it might be the brushes even. There's a possibility you might be able to remove this end plate, right, and install brushes. I'm not saying it's a good idea, but you know, I have done it before. Zero. Alright, let's see what happens when I turn it. Let's continuity this. It's coming from the brushes. So it's not the brushes. Turn it around one coil effectively. It's buggered. I might do another video actually opening this up, but for the moment, all I want to do is take some notes of its dimensions. I know it's a 12-volt motor. I need to find out what the revolutions of the motor are. I don't know how I'm going to do that. It doesn't really matter to be honest that much. Oh, there's a book. I got the book. A pencil will do. There's a pencil. Let's just go back onto the other camera. There we go. So I'm just going to measure its diameter. Make sure it's zero that. Measure its diameter. The motor itself, not the heatsink, which is 3565. 3565. Diameter 356. Thereabouts. So that's near enough. And then the length for the motor itself, of the body of the motor, which is 567. And then total length, including the collars, 656. And the shaft length is 10 mil. And the diameter of the shaft, it's also quite important. I'll zero that again. 3 mil. 3.2 mil. 3.2. Double check that measurement again. 5, 6, 7. It's the zero occasionally. Yeah, that's fine there. That's right. That one is. I might be able to get a motor for this. 646. That was wrong. 646. All right, that'll do. Anyway, I've got my measurements for the motor, so I'll have a look online and see whether or not I can find a new motor, or I might even go look on Stanley spares. The thing is, you know what it's like with these things. You probably get one of these for like $5 or something stupid off AliExpress or something like that, and you go to the Stanley site and find exactly the same thing, probably the same factory it's probably made, and it's they're going to want like 100 quid for it or something stupid, probably more than what the drawers cost. That's what's usually happens, isn't it? Anyway, what say you? Okay, have you covered the situation where you've had had a drill that burnt and it was the motor that was burnt out, or was it the switch? Because that's quite a common fault as well. They get full of grit and crap, you say. I got one through there a bit like that. Works sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. But it might not be cost effective. It might be better just keeping the bits and pieces for spares for the other one. If that one fails, such as the switch, is quite a likely thing. Other than that, probably be a bit more sensitive to buy a little Parkside one. I've got a 20 volt Parkside, which has proven to be a pretty good little drill. I'm really impressed with. But I could probably do some more small ones around 12 volt because it's just so convenient inside cabinets and stuff like that, and where you don't necessarily want to be handling a big drill, the hefty weighty drill with small drill bits and screwdriver bits and stuff. It's just it's a bit unwieldy, that it is. Anyway, leave in the comments down below. Toodaloo.